Hello ladies, it's Suzanne the Beauty Shaman. So today I'm going to do a fall trend look that's really big this fall. It's burgundy lips. So those of you who love a really, strong burgundy Bordeaux color on your lip, or you just like strong lip color, this is definitely the tutorial for you. I love strong lips. I'm a big fan of it. I do it all the time. So today I'm going to show how to do that, because I think as you get older, if you do too dark, you can look like a vampire, which some of you maybe you want to look like a vampire. I'm not that keen on it. So how do you do this without looking like you've just had something to eat that has blood on it? And also to look overdone. Very easy to look overdone with this because if you do a lot on your eye and the heavy lip, it looks overly made up. So we want to I always aim for classy, like stylish, modern, current, but classy for older women without a ton of strong lines so that you don't look overly done or garish. So that's a very fine line. I love fine lines. I love subtlety. Very into all of that. So that's what we're going to do today, is a burgundy lip. So let's get to it. So to start off with, we prep the skin. I'm going to put a little bit of sea serum. This is my very favorite serum. You need 2 drops. 1, 2. It's crazy. I'm going to put a little bit of biomimetic mist with this. 2 squirts of that. Excellent. Helps with the efficacy of the product. It's plumping, hydrating. Wonderful. Tell you what, my skin loves this stuff. My best friend started using it, and her boyfriend one night looked at her and said, "You look younger. What are you doing?" So you know it works when the boyfriend notices. Do you know what I mean? Okay. My dog is barking. I'm sorry. Okay, so my skin is prepped and plumped and hydrated. I'm going to use a little bit of foundation. This is by Glossier. I've been using this in a lot of my videos. It's a nice sheer. You want to go for light to medium coverage on older women. That means you got to take really good care of your skin. Otherwise, it'll just look, you'll look overdone no matter what you do, because the makeup won't have anything to adhere to if your skin's too dry or if it's not properly nourished. So really important to nourish your skin and take good care of it so that you can wear the lighter coverage foundations and have them look really good. I like the coverage on this because I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, a little bit of discoloration. Everybody does. So this just evens it out nicely without setting in fine lines. Holds up beautifully, so happy with this. Although it's a millennial line. I got it in LA. Kind of crazy. So I'm just going back over my under eye area with foundation. I do a couple layers of foundation around my eyes. That way I don't use as much concealer. Just a personal thing. I just think it's better to not use as much concealer as it is foundation, especially if you're using a lighter coverage foundation. So I'm going to use my NARS Creamy Concealer. Really love this product. Conceals and highlights a little bit. It's not a very serious concealer, so if you really want serious concealing, I also recommend the Juice Beauty, which is a clean beauty line. It does a really nice heavy duty concealer. Not heavy duty, that sounds terrible, but really is going to cover it. This isn't going to do that as much. This is more of a highlighter. It does cover, but not to the same degree, as you can see. Okay, so I've just used a little bit of highlighter concealer just in here. Don't pull it all the way over. It sets in fine lines. I mean, this product probably won't. I think the NARS is pretty good quality. It's not going to do that. But typically you don't want to put it over here. So I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter. This has just got a little bit of pink in it. Highlight is like a really easy thing you can do. I'm using this color right here. This is a professional kit thing that I use, but I love the shade right there is perfect for my skin tone for highlighter. So highlight is a wonderful thing you can do without it looking like you've got a lot of makeup on. That's why I like it so much. It's just a really simple trick. Just highlights. Like look, and I just put it on with my fingers. Doesn't take me very long. I'm going to do a little bit out here because this one doesn't set in fine lines. Be careful, because if you're using a highlighter with too much mica in it, it's too shiny. Sometimes it can set in fine lines and just doesn't look good. So I'm going to do just right here. And that just highlights my cheekbone. I did my nose, a little bit of chin. Very simple. I'm going to do a little bit of powder just to set it a bit. If you have very dry skin, I wouldn't even worry about the powder. I'm doing a little bit because I'm super hydrated, so it'll make things streak if I don't powder it a little bit. Okay, for eyebrows, I just use this color here. It's called Concrete. It's a cool brown, which matches my hair. I had one of you, Peggy, sent me a picture and just said, which eyebrow color should I use? She didn't know because she had gray hair. And I think that's a tricky thing. If you have gray hair, what color do you put in your eyebrow? Do you use like a slate? Do you use a blue-gray? Or do you use a blonde? And for her, because her eyebrows hadn't gone gray, her eyebrows were still sort of blonde. So I said, stay with the blonde until your eyebrows go gray. But, you know, it really just depends on you. I'm actually offering lessons now. You can do a little bit of contour. So please go to my website if you're interested in that. I do individual one-on-one consultations. So, all right, so underneath the cheekbone. So this is just about a shade darker than my skin. Very subtle. Again, I do like it a little under here because we all get a little bit of droop. I got a pimple down there. I'm gonna stand it. Okay. So you can see it just frames my face. I just go to warm it up, add a little tiny bit of dimension, but not much because otherwise you just look gaunt, right? We don't want to look gaunt. That's not good because our face is thin out. So a little bit of a pinky blush. This is called Blush Baby. Blush Baby. Go. I just dated myself. I was going to sing Ice, Ice, Baby. Do you remember that? Just a bit right on the cheekbone. We're doing such a strong lip color that we really don't want to do too much anyplace else, okay? So let's move on to lips. So this is my color I'm going to use. This is actually a matte color. This is in my kit, so it's in one of these things. But this is called Bordeaux, just to go with the whole Bordeaux lip. So very dark. I just think this is so much fun. I love dark lipstick when it's done appropriately. For those of you who love dark lips, I would just say if your lips stand out than anything else on your whole body, it's too dark. It's got to blend with everything. It's got to look classy, right? So this is pretty dark. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it, which I like. I think it's really pretty. This is a lip liner called Vino. Just gonna go one shade darker than my lipstick. I would say blend it in because you don't want to look like heavy-duty lip liner. Anytime you see a lot of lines on older skin, lines like with makeup, it's gonna age them. You want to soften everything down. So you can wear these, but really blend it in. So we got some serious lips on it. So let's move on to eyes. So when you're doing a really serious lip like this, really go for neutral, natural on the eye. Now I'm going to stick with the pinky tone. So this is called Quarry. It's a nice velour kind of a color. And I'm going to run it over my entire eye. I'm going to go in the crease. And then I'm going to go a little bit on my lid. So it's what's called a wash. So washes are great when you're dealing with a lot of color here because it's just a very simple color. Now you can also do washes with really dark colors if you want. That can work. Just depends on the look you're going for. But, you know, again, as older women, you always just want to go, okay, well, let's take it down a notch. Or for some of you, you got to pump it up a notch. You know, some of you don't do near enough color on your face. I'm going to pump this up a little bit with this color. So this is called Theme. It's a pinky color. And I'm just going to pump that up on the outer edge and a little bit in the outer crease. Just to give a little bit more going on. So it's not just a single color. And then to blend everything together, I like these large, soft blender brushes, and you just run it over the top. So I'm just gonna run it, and it just blends everything together. Now metallic is in for fall, so I wanna do a tiny bit of metallic just because it's in for fall. Like, why not mix trends? We don't have to just do one trend and then another. So this is a really serious metallic. Isn't that cool? I love this. This is called Mythology. I'm actually going to use my finger to put this on because your finger is going to apply it really sheer, which is what I want. So I'm just going to tap my finger in there a couple times, and I'm going to tap my lid. You know, I think when you're dealing in metallics, you don't want to put it all over your lid as you get older because it's too much. So it's just a little bit right on the center, so it just flashes just a bit, which I love. So for liner, we're going to do a really simple liner on this because I've got a lot going on, right? I've got some color on my eyes. I've got really strong lips. So we're going to just take, it's called Brown Border by MAC. It's a brown. It's a waterproof, I keep calling this a kajal, but it's not a kajal. It is a Technicolor liner. So I've been saying it wrong in my videos. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go underneath my waterline in keeping with the let's keep it subtle. And a tiny bit on top, not much, just a tiny bit, just on the outer edge, just to highlight it just a little bit. And then if you want to soften up that outer line just a little bit, just run your brush over the top of that outer liner and see how that just smudges it just a little bit. I love a little bit of a smudge on older women, by the way, because it's just that edge of, I'm just going to look really classy. Going to smudge it. I'm not going to have like all this stuff going on. So this I really like. I think that looks really pretty. I'm not going to do anything underneath. I mean, this is a really simple, it's all about the lip, okay? Little mascara. Love my Maybelline Great Lash. Yes, I do. Put this on top. I'm not going to use my mascara underneath. And the reason for that is that, you know, again, we've just got so much going on. For those of you who love lashes, bottom and top, really thick, I would rethink it because I think it's better to just pick the top. And if you do the underneath very, very slightly, I think it's just a little bit cleaner of a look, a little bit more modern. There was a period, I don't remember what era it was, when that was cool. So we want to just try to stay as modern as possible, while still being true to yourself. And how that looks really is individual. So this is the Burgundy lip fall trend look. So lots of lip, only a little tiny bit on the cheek, and a little bit more drama in the eyes. So I showed you some really hopefully helpful techniques. I'd love to hear from you down below. Please write. Love to hear from all of you. Please visit my website at thebeautyshaman.com. I now offer individual private sessions with a new program I've started about creating the best you possible. So thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.